Yeah, I tapped out. I told the host I tapped out because it was kind of going left. So, but it seems like I'm still there. I don't want to pull from his. I don't want to pull from his stream, but it's still saying I'm there. So I don't know. Let me go into my StreamYard real quick. Let me go into my StreamYard. Yeah, I don't know how to. Coming past. Yeah, I don't know how to. Yeah, I know how to simulcast because you just click a button, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to get up out of there. Yeah, nah, you can Clark, if you want to go listen to the discussion, you can go to elevated elevated chills. Um, but yeah, I tapped out of there. Yeah, I don't know how to. Maybe I could private message him because I'm looking on my channel and it's. Let's close that out. It's looking like I'm still streaming that on my channel, so I don't know how that works. Thought if I left it that I guess I probably should have. Latest live stream performance. Yeah, it seems like it's still. Okay, here we go. So how do I do? What do I do here? Sure, what did this? I did delete. No. And you can see it. No. I want to see how to. I told him I was tapping out, but I don't know how to. Let's see. Yeah, it's like still going. Oh, hold up. Mainstream. Mainstream. Okay. All right. So I think that's what I did. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. What's up, Mikey? What's up, Chakra King Black? Yeah. All right. Let me put that in there because they asking me to do it. What's good? Peace to you. Uh, I'm just streaming. You know what I'm saying? I was on another live stream and I was simulcasting, but conversation went kind of in a different place. So I just tapped out. No harm, no foul. I'm still tap in with Elevated for sure because I think they do a lot of good topics. He does a lot of good topics, so I'll be back over there. Just tonight wasn't one of them nights. Actually, I was. Had some issues, so Took the night off. What's good, Mikey? What's going on, man? You out here? You out here doing your thing, man. Nico, I'll put the link up here, man, so we can just chill out for a little bit. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. What's going on with y'all? Let me know what's up. All right, here we go. Here we go. Copy. All right, cool. Now we can do that. Paste. Go here. Pin the message. All right, cool. Like I said, ain't nothing going on, man. Just tapping in, seeing what's going on with y'all. Okay. I appreciate you. When the next time you going live, what you doing? What you got planned? I definitely want to tap in. Okay. That's right. You in New York, right? New York is definitely take the bus and the train system, man. Times I go to New York, very rarely do I take like a train or a bus. It's usually driving, and then it's trying to be a little positive, but the driving experience is miserable in New York. Talking about on the highway coming back to Connecticut doing 80 miles an hour in bumper to bumper 80-mile-an-hour traffic. My neck, by the time I get home, my neck and my shoulders are sore because I'm trying not to, and to get over it. It's so aggressive there. You gotta take your spot. You cannot make a mistake. You feel like you can't make a mistake. I feel like I can't make a mistake, but yeah. But I don't know. It seemed like that whenever I go to New York. It seemed like whenever I'm coming back from New York, late night at a Mets game or Broadway or just going through. And then don't get me wrong, I don't go that often, but it always feels like, Yeah. Parking is definitely expensive. But if you go there on like the weekend or late after, what it might be like 5 or 6 o'clock, like when you go there around that time, then yeah, you can definitely find you a free parking space, as long as you don't mind walking a couple of blocks, which is not that bad at all. But if you got park in one of them underground garages where they got the valet and they go get your car, yeah, you're gonna pay a couple of dollars. What's good, Vibrant? What's good? Nothing going on. Just chilling. Just decided to spark up a live, see what people is doing, check in with y'all, see how y'all doing. I think I do a lot of that. It's a lot going on right now. So wait. You said visuals is here? I don't see visual. I don't see YM. Is it not? I'm not. Oh, wait. I don't see YM. Yeah, I don't see YM. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, for sure. I always, if I ain't got nothing else to say, man, sometimes people just need a place to just say what's going on and just want to connect with each other. And that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 people come in, say hey to each other, talk to me a little bit, chop it up. I'm cool with that. But you say you got probably this weekend you got something going on. Did you already schedule it? What is it about? And I know you're saying probably this weekend, and I know this is like, so I always salute the people that are able to do this on a consistent basis, um, and give their time and energy for it to it. So I always salute that because it is definitely it is you. I mean, you're trading your time, but if you enjoy it, then it's cool. But when you think about when you're saying like the weekend, you're thinking on Saturday or Sunday. More than likely, I'll be working, but if you live, I definitely tap in the chat for sure. That's for real odds. My cousin over here. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, cool. Talking about people judging others, not wanting to be judged. I like that. I like that. Dang, shit. I'm like I said, I'm working the weekend, but I definitely tap in on the chat. It's a lot of that going on right now. It's a lot of things in the news right now that is people are, I don't really do the political thing, like doing politics in relationships and those type of conversations can get real emotional, and just talking about um, uh, people judging others and not want to be judged. Yeah, it's tough. People are definitely in that. It's tough though, um, because looking from your lens, looking from your lens, what I'm saying, you might feel like you got it all figured out, and don't know that you don't know what's going on. So you judging people, and you're not really, and it's easier. Also, it's easier to look at other people and judge them. Thumb your nose up and talk about how terrible they are or whatever, and not look at yourself. It's definitely. Hey, thanks for coming back. What's good with you, Shaka King Black? What's good? Yeah, man. So yeah, realize it. Yeah. I think it's a good topic. And again, like I said, I'll be once you do the did you already schedule it? If you did, I'll check I'll set the notification so I at least can tap in with you for a little. Okay, good. If you look at the top, because if you look at the top, there's a link there. You ain't gotta put your camera on because I know you're probably chilling. But you can it'll ask you to like connect your phone and your camera. You can just turn your camera off if you want to come up, cause yeah. So I'm saying if you want to come up and chop it up with me, you know what I'm saying? We talked offline, but anyway, if you want to come up. It's at the top of the chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate. What time is it where you at, Fiona? What time is it where you at? Traveling. If you listen, uh, Vibrant. If you could put Fiona's channel, Vibrant. If you here, you could put. Yeah, you here. You could put Fiona's channel. She's traveling and giving you experience from abroad. Yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good, brother?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm chilling. Hold on, let me how do you? I want to make sure that people can see what your name is. Where am I going in at? In the media assets for that? Style. I want to make sure they can see your name.
I'm gonna just be up here only for a little bit because I gotta take it down in a few.
Okay.
Just for a little bit.
I appreciate you for popping up, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I try to do topics here and there for people to be able to relate to, so that there could be like some sort of balance, whether it be on here or in real life.
Right.
And I've had certain individuals or people, come to me and it's like, why are you worried about such, little things or trivial things, or, people on YouTube, or who does this, or, fake this, or friends or people important. And I told them, you can't have such a minimal mindset on this stuff, because if I'm sitting here touching on the small subjects, my goal is, how can we hope to fix big problems if we don't step on the small problems first?
Yep.
And it's just as important. And if you can't have emotional intelligence or emotional stability on YouTube, on social media, and things of the like, how can you possibly think to have that in real life?
So what do you feel like is stopping people from kind of getting out their own way? Do you think like people's minds are even open enough for the potential that there may be an alternative to their way of thinking?
Fear and pride, and it's the fear of the unknown, of wanting to not change, not figuring that if they step into another realm of thought process or a new mindset, they're so comfortable in doing what they're currently doing. It's like a fear. And on the other end of the spectrum is pride. Some people think that they're doing so good already and that nobody can tell them nothing. Their pride gets inside their way, and that can cause some people to become stagnated, if you think about it.
Yeah, for sure. Do you feel, is that something that, did you ever struggle with that, or do you feel like you always kind of been ahead of the curve on that? And if you did struggle with it, what was like one of them things, or a turning point, or some advice that somebody gave you that click?
I can be honest and probably say when I was younger, maybe inside my 20s or something like that, I wanted to do things my own way, but somehow I still managed to go forward and not wanting to listen to certain things because I wanted to figure it out myself. But actually, it's like me sitting there listening to, believe it or not, a female. She, listen, this is this is that, and you have so much potential, because we have this set belief that sometimes our brothers, our boys, our homeboys, our colleagues, can help push us forward. But sometimes that can be the whole total opposite case, because they are, how can I say, enabling certain behaviors, like, oh yeah, let's go to the club, let's party, let's do this, let's smash these girls, all this stuff. And then where's their turning point where it's like, okay, we got to get out of that mindset and step into real life, where life be life in. So some of my friends were like, "Oh, you, you cashing out, you blah 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 these females," and I'm just like, you gotta have a change somewhere. This one female, she cared. It's like, look, listen, you have potential. You need to be doing this. You don't have to be dropping all this money inside the club, having fun, doing this. I mean, I went to college and all that stuff, and then I saw something different. Like, you know what? I don't want to be stuck doing this, even though it was fun. It wasn't going nowhere. Like, it was stimulating physically and possibly emotionally, but mentally, you're not really gaining anything but a memory. And there's no real wisdom out of that, Then as you get older, you look like, now you got to watch out. People be wanting to rob people, people wanting to fight people. There's no real growth in that. It's just fun. So then I sat there and equated that to a lot of places. Like, man, that's happening everywhere, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be in real life, whether it be inside the hood, the suburbs. And sometimes people don't want to have growth. It's like I know a lot of people on here want to chase the bag, and they want to get money. They want to have fun. And I know people say that drama sells, but it can only take you so far on social media or YouTube if you're constantly inside the drama sector. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say, it takes a lot of energy to keep that up. Like, you gotta, if that's what you're gonna, if that's what's gonna be your thing, or you feel like that's your calling, I think like it'll be easier to do things that's a little bit easier for you, emotionally and physically. Although certain lanes, like people that are in like the social services lanes and stuff like that are there to help people, they're gonna see a lot of a lot of heartbreaking things and stuff like that. So it will tug at your heart, and it will, you do need outlets to get away from that and try to make sure you take care of yourself. But yeah, I mean, if you look in drama, like you said, drama is definitely gonna sell.
Yeah.
And if you have it in you to do that from here to the moon, but I think most people's lives are boring and regular, more than we like, more than it gets portrayed online. And that's the other thing too about all you have to do is like tap on the one story, and the algorithm's gonna just continue to feed you that. So you got to be careful not to go down that rabbit hole of things. If it's just out of your curiosity, you might be like, "Oh, this story's interesting. Let me see what they're doing." But you click on it, algorithm says, "Hey, Real likes this, so we're gonna keep, every time you log on, we're gonna keep giving you, Real eyes. We're gonna keep feeding you this stuff." So it's definitely, you got to do a dance and make sure you correct that. But yeah,
Right.
I don't have the energy to do just so much drama in real life, and so many things that I'm just trying to, navigate through, that online for me is more, for me, an escape. And even if I can use some of the things, good or bad, in my life that may be able to help somebody, then I'll do that. But as far as just creating stuff, just to create it, for somebody to come and look at it, I can't do it. I don't have the energy.
Right. And then that's what I mean. I like to be somewhere inside the middle, not really causing any drama, but I like to do like a mixture of like truth with comedy, with, it's like drama infused, but no direct, shots at anybody. So it's like to pull you in, but then you're learning at the same time, hey, Crystal, hey, I said what I said. And people have to realize too, this one big, huge thing. There's no shots against anybody that does do any drama. Once in a while, I used to catch myself watching it, but not too much. Sometimes it's too high of a price to pay for your peace once you enter that realm. because you don't know what you might be getting yourself into. Because some people really take that stuff seriously and will really come down on you and really try to, pick apart and dox you and fight and argue and cuss you and, talk about, the unalived and all that. Like, it really get deep. Some people really do not care. Like, they have nothing to live for.
Yeah, it's true. Especially if you're portraying a certain, you know, kind of demeanor, or you're saying that you're this type of person. People will, matter of fact, it don't even matter. People will try to find out who you are, if you're authentic, or if you have anything that they can exploit, make fun of, or and all that. And it's all fair game once you log on, once for me in particular, once you show your face. Like I tell people, like, when I first got on YouTube, I was using my real name because I came from like Facebook, which I was using my real name, and I was using my real name. I didn't understand that there would be like people that were like, oh, okay, this is your name. Let me go see, what you got. Let me see if you got any court cases. Let me see if you got any judgments.
Yeah, what is that? And it's like they get nothing out of it. Like, I see these people that do that. Like, I have my life set up, for any accounts that when I try to do fraud or anything, and certain people can try to find and look things, and it just like it does nothing for you. It's like, okay, once you try to look this person up and all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and that. And it's like, well, thank you for investing your time and try to find out about me. You're not gonna really find too much, but it's like, I don't know what that conundrum is for people to want to, and then you get it, and then what? And I call it picking, and you're trying to find something to discredit that person. And it's like, what are you going to gain from that? And then if you do, okay, so what, somebody did something in their teens or something, everybody done fought, everybody did something, not everybody.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you, in most of the time, the people that are doing the exploiting or doing the doxing or the exposés or whatever, they wouldn't put their life. They wouldn't show you their whole life and show you all the failures and show you the mistakes or the missteps. Most people, what they present online is the positive, the wins, putting the loss online. And I'm not saying there are people that do that, but putting a loss online or putting a mistake you made, or most of that stuff comes to light from other people digging into your life. And then you may have the conversation later because, oh, they put this stuff up here about you. So now you want to talk about it, or you want to explain it, or, you can choose not to. But if that's the thing, if you like choose not to address certain things, then you have to just deal with the narrative of what it is. Oh, real didn't say anything about this. So this means that this is true, that's true. And so some people feel compelled to, like, okay, let me address these things. And then you can get into that where you're constantly addressing things. And it is not for the faint of heart to come up here and talk to people about, especially when you're trying to be transparent, or at least give them a window into your personality and the way you think. So
right. I feel sorry for the person that ever finds out, about my life, because I try to keep it, just, I'm up here for a reason, and it's my channel, whether it's comedy, motivation, or whatever. But if they want to try to dig and prod, and then when they find out certain things, it's gonna be like, okay, well, I didn't want to bring that up, but now since you did, you're gonna embarrass yourself. It's like, oh, he went through this, and he did that, and he's a veteran, and he helps this and does help homeless people and all this stuff in real life. They're gonna do nothing but probably piss themselves off, like, dang, like, this guy really does do these things, and he went through a lot, and his family, and the accolades he has really in real life with helping people in his community. Like, I shouldn't be like that, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want somebody to do this so that they can find out, and then I could just throw it inside their face, like, yes, this is the real me.
yeah. And theoretically you like to do it on your own time. You like to be transparent on your own time and sharing your own time. But some
Yeah.
couple of people to the stage, DMO, and I said what I said before. Y'all talk. I want to salute uh, my homie Andre. Um, we got to link up, man. We got to talk about these fights, man. I know he's a big boxing guy. Really good, thorough analysis of the fights. We didn't get to chop it up during the Crawford and Canelo fight. But we got to chop it up soon, Dre. Welcome, 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 DM.
Hey,
And I said what I said. What's going on?
Hey guys.
Hello, 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 ladies, gentlemen, my honey bunny. How are you guys this evening?
hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, good, good. Well, before the conversation gets any further, I just came up here. Brother knows me. I came up here to show a little love and get my ass on down.
Always appreciate it. So DMO, damn my opinion, is the human resources. She makes sure that we all show up and get our live time in, and we apply for our PTO. But before we start
Absolutely.
PTO, we make sure that we take our buzz live and get our turns in and make sure we contribute. So
And you know, I got you noted all these hours you try to put in. I see you did 2 shows today. I got you noted.
yeah, I was over at Elevated, and the conversation kind of went somewhere else. So I just said, let me just get over here on mine and tap in.
Okay, darling. Well, you guys in great conversations all around. Even other people had great conversations. You know me, I'm doing dinner and everything else, but I had to come up and show you a little love, darling.
Appreciate you.
Okay, y'all enjoy your evenings, and I'll be around somewhere, somehow.
Nice to talk
That's
to
a,
you.
You too, as well, honey.
Thank
all
you.
right.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Of course, darling.
You sounded much better. I said what I said. Glad you feeling better.
Oh, finally, real. Finally got my voice back. Good God Almighty, it took forever.
I know that's right.
Yeah, that's why I hate to get sick. It takes so long for me to heal back up because I have a low immune system. So, it takes me a minute, but I'm back.
How you doing this? Well, how about say this morning? How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I can't complain. I kind of missed your question. What was your question that you asked, Rio?
Shoot, I've been shooting from the hip. I don't.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
If I found that I find myself being basically some of the things that I see in some of these people up here trying to fix certain things, maybe in my younger days, how certain people are, either prideful or full of fear, not wanting to change or not wanting to climb to a higher level or being judgmental. Was I like that, or did I find a curve where I was able to kind of miss that and keep going, or did I embody that at one point? Even if I was inside my younger states, 20s or teens.
You talking about being judgmental?
Judgmental or full of, judgmental or not having this either, and what causes it? Like, is it fear, pride? What do you think is like the causes of this and people being stagnant?
Yeah, insecurity. Is what I feel like it is. I feel like whenever someone judges you, that means they're insecure within themselves. It's something lacking that they want, or they see something in you that they want for themselves, and they can't seem to have it. But everybody have to understand that we all have gifts and talents, right? And everybody talent and gift is not the same thing. So what's for you is for you, and what's for me is for me. And so you can't judge somebody because can't be judgmental to people, because somebody like them or somebody sees something in them that they don't see in you,
Tell me about it.
Right. And so, like I said, we all have something, some type of nick about ourselves, right? And so, I heard you say that you do comedy, and also too, I've heard you give out a lot of advice. So I would say that you're kind of, like a pseudo coach per se, because you always give, spitting out some good wisdom to people. And so
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't even be knowing what I be doing. I just want to see everybody elevate to a point where we could just try to get along. And
yeah,
but yeah, but I'm not trying to push it on people. But it's like, I'm gonna plant this seed, and hey, let's try to, But if you come at me, I'm gonna come at you respectfully, but not in a way of cussing, because you know how I do. And I
right.
just keep it moving. Overthinking. Yeah.
Well, and I can understand that too, but a lot of people don't want to get along with you. Some people like to kick up dust and keep up strife and keep up confusion. That's just what they do. And
But
so,
why? Even I'm literally trying to help a lot of people on YouTube. That's why, come to my channel, get a wrench. I vet you out. I stay coming in people's, lives or watching their videos to help. And I don't see what people can still see what's wrong with that. Like I literally try to, or if I'm on live, like, hey, I'm about to finish. Who's going live? Everybody, let's rush over there. Tell them I sent you. Let's bum rush there. And people will still like, oh, you're this, you're that. I'm like, I literally did nothing.
well, you know how I am. I don't really care about what people think about me, and I don't care about the background noise, because at the end of the day, all I can do is be me. And whatever you think about me, that's on you. And I know that I don't purposely try to offend anybody, and if I do, I'm big enough to apologize for it. And you saw that happen a couple weeks ago. And
Right.
so but if I do it in front of the audience, then I'm gonna apologize in front of the audience. And really, I was kind of saying it in a joking way, but it may not felt like that to that person. But at the end of the day, you have to understand what everybody ulterior motive is also. Even though you're trying to help and promote, because I've been on your channel before, and I've seen you in action, and I've seen you try to bring everybody together, try to promote and motivate everybody. But some people, they're just to get that, you have to figure out what their ulterior motive is, because some people on there just to try to get subscribers, just so that they can get people to come to their page or what have you. And then especially if they get more people than you have, then they think they better than you, or they think they're doing something or something.
And
So
they're not, because these people swear that they're doing better, but it's like they're paying for views, paying for bananas,
right,
and
right,
it's sad, and they really want to throw this judgment like I'm doing better than you. I got more people, and
yeah,
it's like literally you're buying
yeah,
views, you're buying this, and it's like now I see it goes past a certain level with these people where it's like it's not real with you. You really think you're doing better than so many other people, but you have to go through all this just to prove a point where it's like it's still not real. And I don't get it. But I think when other people start to climb up and get somewhere, I saw that there was a big shift. Like I got monetized, I saw certain people just didn't like it, and certain people took my wrench away from their channels, and certain people didn't want to talk. And I was like, what did I do? Like it was literally the next day or two.
right. A child, I don't worry about that kind of stuff either. I'm really, because I know what I'm on here for. And if you know who you are and why you're doing what you're doing, it's always going to be somebody that's going to have something to say or have some type of nefarious reason, or because you just can't control people. People are going to be people, and all you can do is just be yourself. You know what I mean? Just be yourself, do what you do, and whoever agree with it or like it, then hey, they're going to be with you. And whoever don't, or whatever their reason is for coming across you or what have you, then it is what it is. But you just can't let negative behavior or judgments, or you just can't let anything stop you if this is what you want to do. Because I'm not on here to impress another content creator, or I'm not on here to be in competition with anybody. I'm not even monetized, so I'm really just on here because I want to talk.
Right.
And so that's what I use it for. I use it for what I want to use it for, not for what everybody else wants you to use it for. And when you stop worrying about everybody else and just do whatever it is that you're doing, and to me it'd be a much better time. And as far as people trying to dox you or what have you, I think that's the craziest thing in the world. And to try to figure out what people are doing in their private lives, that don't really have anything to do with you being on social media. But if they want to use that as a get back or what have you, then so be it, because most people really, if they're online long enough, most of the time they tell you everything you want to know anyway, right? Eventually you get to find out who the person is, and most of the time people tell you who they are. They may not tell you the first day or the second day, but if you keep listening to them and keep hanging around them long enough, you'll pretty much figure out, who people are, and and what they're all about. But I just feel like if you entertain a lot of negativity, then all that do is cause you stress, and it just make you it just really make you down. And I've even seen some people, it's like, well, I'm just going to get off of social media because it's too much stress, it's too much confusion, it's too much this and it's too much that. But if you don't pay attention to none of that, um, then you really don't have anything to worry about, and just do what it is that you intended to do, while the reason why you came on social media. So that's the way I look at it.
Okay, so now you gave me a little pause. I just want to give you some flowers because the chat is okay. So here we go. She's right. Do as you're doing. The queen's preaching right now. She right again. I like this lady. I just wanted to give you your flowers. So you coming up here, and then the people are appreciating that. I think it's important that like you said, you just do what you do.
Mhm.
Why do you think? I know it's like ego, and it's like maybe like the idea that maybe they're gonna go viral or whatever it is. Why do you think
Mhm.
people? What is it that people just can't, like you said, just look? I'm gonna come up here. I'm just gonna be who I am. No extras. I'm not gonna take anything. I'm not gonna add anything. Just be who you are. Why do you think people just are not able to do that?
Well, because like I said, they have a different agenda, you know. So you have to figure out what their agenda is, because some people are here to make money, and they think if they do, if they go one route, or if they talk about this one thing, or if they talk about something else, or I really don't know why they can't come and be themselves, because eventually you're yourself anyway. You can only keep up a facade for so long, and you're gonna slip. So you may as well just be yourself. Because
Mhm.
me personally, I can't keep up a lie. First of all, I can't remember it. You know, I talk so much, I don't remember. If I'm lying to you, I don't really remember what I told you anyway. So at the end of the day, it's best for me to go ahead and be truthful and just be who I am. And I don't like being somebody else. And I can't explain why people just can't come on here and be themselves. Maybe they're not confident within themselves, or maybe, maybe um people have told them that they're not good enough, or like I said, maybe they just have some type of insecurity. I don't really know. But I just feel like you have to be secure within yourself in order to achieve anything that you want. You have to, you know you have to have your eye on the prize, and um you have to work hard at whatever it is you want in life. You have to work hard at it. It's nothing that's going to come easy to you, and it can get discouraging when you first start out. I've seen a lot of people in this chat uh start out with 10, 15, 20, 30 people. And even some other channels that I've been on, I've been on a channel where they had 5 people. She started out with 5 people, and now she have over 3,000 people. So it's the consistency. And if you keep putting your hand, if you keep working at it, and you keep talking about different things, something is gonna stick. You just have to figure it out. You might not have the answer today, but if you keep working at it and you keep doing what you do, eventually you're gonna catch on. You're gonna catch on to the tricks and the trades, and you will find your audience. It's over what, 13 or 10 million people on YouTube. somebody's gonna listen to you. Somebody is like you. Somebody have a like mind of you, and somebody is gonna want to hear what you have to say. It's just out of a matter of you finding your audience or your audience finding you. But I do know this: you do have to stay at it, and you do have to work at it. It's not gonna come too easy to you. And I think a lot of people try to do the easy thing because yes, drama do sell, so they'll start out doing drama and then they'll try and they build an audience up on drama, right? And then when they try to flip the switch and try to talk about something else, well, then you'll lose your subscribers because they know you as being the drama king or queen, right?
Yeah,
So
you
if you
gotta.
try, yeah, and you try to change it over, you try to switch over and change over, a lot of times your audience is not interested in that. So that's why it's very important to try to put your hand in a lot of different, topics and fields and hats, and
And
not just do one thing.
and if whatever it is you're doing, if you be yourself, that's one less thing you gotta worry about. If you just being
Right,
yourself
right.
amongst what you're doing, yeah, that's that it. And
And you're
sometimes,
being authentic with it.
yeah, sometimes it takes people a little while. It's not even an age thing. Sometimes it takes people a little while to get comfortable because it is a bit much to, lend your voice, lend your image, your opinions. People, you got to consider, okay, if I got a job, are they going to be worried? If they're going to be, if my commentary is going to affect my job or my family, are you going to be a character, or are you going to be faceless? It's like all
Yeah.
these things that you got to consider. I think, like for me, I decided to be, to show my face and to be who I am in real life. So there's no, when somebody sees me, they're not, and I click, I end live, my family and my friends is not looking at me like, yo, that's, you, what
Yeah.
was that you was doing?
Yeah. Who was that?
Yeah,
Who's that
like,
man?
yeah, particularly, your kids. I know,
Right.
we in this era where, hey, I'm gonna be unapologetically me, and that's cool. But as long as you being unapologetically yourself, then you don't really have anything to worry about. Another thing, this is you know it's documentation that you were here. So one of the things, because so what's going on right now with this thing with this guy getting taken out and everybody commenting on it, and like for me, like the main thing for me is like I have a problem with death and grief. So I don't I don't take that lightly when it comes to that. And and I want to be around as long as I possibly can, and I want my family members to be around as long as possibly can. If I had it my way, nobody, we wouldn't lose anybody. We know that can happen. So a lot of times, like when it comes to like us, um, you know, this is documentation. So if somebody wants to go back, a family member, a friend, a loved one, they can see me in real time. They can hear my voice, and it'll be me. It won't be a character or a caricature of me, pretending I'm somebody. They can
Right.
actually see and hear my words in real time. So I think that's, for me, that's one of those things that I consider. I don't know if people consider that, but that's something that I consider, like, after I'm gone, this documentation will be here, and it'll be visual and audio, and people can hear and see me, long after I'm gone.
Mhm.
So I also consider that. I don't know if that's going too deep or way too far, but I also consider that when I'm creating content.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I'm a big proponent of making that dash count. Because we all have a born date and we all have an end date. And I've always said that I want to do, and I've done a lot of things in life because I wanted my dash to count. And you're absolutely right. You have peers looking up to you. You have your children, nieces, nephews. You have your family looking up to you, and so you want your family to be able to be proud of you. You know, so yeah, you don't want to be a fake, and you want to, just bring out authenticity, to the table, no matter where you go, and who you encounter. Now, as far as this guy that just was unalived, of course, I don't, me and him don't align up when it comes to the politics portion of it. But I don't want to. I don't feel like it's right to take somebody out just because you don't agree with their ideology. Okay, because we're supposed to have freedom of speech in America, and just because I don't agree with what he say, that doesn't mean that I don't want him here. And I just came back from visiting my father from out of town, and on the way home, and I live in a small town, right? But the freeway was just filled up, and it's not even a freeway; it's a loop, really. And we're trying to figure out. It's like 6:30, so normally everybody is at home, and our traffic jam is from what 5 to 5:30. That's what we call our highest traffic time.
Yep, yep.
So we were like, "What is really going on?" And then once we passed by all the traffic, we found out that they were having a memorial service at one of the churches here, because I do live in Magalan, you know. And so and the loop was filled up, the church parking lot was filled up, and it was a huge church, and they're all, memorializing this guy. A lot of people are upset about him, being taken out the way that he was. And so I just think everybody just need to kind of take a pause and kind of calm down. And I do blame a lot of these politicians on both sides of the aisle, because both sides have been kind of too outspoken for my taking. And they're not, they're calling each other all type of derogatory names. And you never know when somebody, is having some mental health issues, right? Because in my opinion, there's a lot of people in America that need a little therapy, right? And so you never know what words is going to hit people in what instance, in what way. And so people just need to be kind of mindful when they are speaking or talking about whatever subject that they're talking about. You do have to be mindful of what you're saying, and how you're saying it to people, because you don't want to incite anybody or give anybody the wrong idea because you don't agree with another person. And so we're living in a very tumultuous time right now because of who's in the White House right now. And so I just think everybody just need to, bring it down a notch.
Yeah. And at that was one of the things, like at work, and it's like when you go to work, it was like, sex, politics, and religion. Those are things you don't talk about because that people have attachments to those, and emotional attachments to those things, and you could potentially get into like some, well, you can just get in trouble. So I always kind of tiptoe around that. And one of the things that I've seen is that people are like going to their corners. They're going to their corners, and they coming out fighting. And for me, the idea is like, if you're trying to push a conversation forward, then you keep the conversation going. If you're trying to push, what's best for humanity, I think I always feel like you should, start from a place of love. And if you don't know somebody, if I don't know you and you're making comments, then I really don't know where you're coming from. So the only way to really kind of get over that hurdle is to actually continue to have dialogue with you and continue to just build a relationship with you. And I think like we're in that climate now where there's not a lot of relationship and bridge building. It's just more like, I'm going to go to my corner and I'm going to call you a name. You're going to go to your corner. You're going to call me a name. And there's really no like real dialogue where we trying to like find like the things that we have in common and then work from there. We'll find the things we have in common and then work outward. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's one of the things that's missing. And like you said, it's a tumultuous time right now.
And it has to begin at the top too, though.
Yeah.
Any leader that's leading, they have to lead with compassion, and they have to lead everybody and not just one side. And so when you have somebody that's that acts like a petulant child and that's very petty, that's even addressing the everyday common person in America, as far as social media go, that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem when you want people, when you're trying to silence people, because in America we all have our own opinion, and the same opinions we do have, and that's one thing we all have in common is an opinion. But we're all also striving for the same things. Everybody want to be happy. Everybody want to be prosperous, and everybody really just want to live in peace and harmony, and take a vacation and eat, and just live their lives. And so all of us have all of that in common. Now, how we get there, that's where the big fight is at, right? Because one side think you should do it this way, and the other side think you ought to do it this way. But the common goal is for everybody is really striving for the same things, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say that. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you strip it down to the bare, and you take away you take away the politics, religion, your personal opinion about whatever, and you take somebody with their family, whether it's wife, kids, significant other, you take them with their family, and you ask them like what they want. I agree. I think you will find that people want the same things, and how you get there, and people's opinions of how you get there, that's where we really struggle. I think when you have ideologies that are so vast and different, it is hard for some people. If you're a certain way for your whole life, it's hard to accept that, maybe I said what I said, she might be right in this situation. You go into the situation saying, maybe I don't know everything, as opposed to, well, I know this, and if it ain't this, then I ain't listening to it. And if I know one thing, and when you go into situations with those type of things, or if you go into situations where you're a little bit more sensitive, and somebody says a trigger word, and you don't, and it sets you off, and you don't have the ability, or the emotional part to be able to be like, okay, well, what did you mean by that? And let's have that conversation, as opposed to, you said a word, you did something, and now I got to go on attack, and then it's not, what I'm saying is not easy to do. It's not an easy thing to do. It's just a matter of trying to take a deep breath, if you can, if you can,
Right.
take a deep breath and go, okay, what, and then actually have the conversation. We're not in that. We're so polarized at this point, and like you said, when you have the top, encouraging people, years ago to, beat people up. I got bail money if you want to beat them up, or I can
Right.
go and I can go into Times Square and shoot somebody, and people, I'm not going to lose any voters. When you have that kind of following, where people, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you say,
Yeah.
that they're going to ride for you, it's kind of hard for somebody on the other side to even get through, and vice versa.
Mhm. Well, at this point, everybody is kind of, like you said, in their corners, and kind of like in a cultish vibe, especially on the other side. Like you said, one thing that I can say about the blue side, they will hold their people accountable at a certain level, whereas the other side, everything goes, because as long as we make it, and long as we're in charge, then by any means necessary, then that's just what we're gonna do. And so you can't, as long as we're you can't you can't come to a consensus, uh going in that direction. Now, I'm very talkative, and that I really can uh be not nice when it comes to that, when it comes to politics, and I am a part of this I do have a show, a group of people that we're gonna revamp our show. And the first show that we had, I was on it. I was on it, and I was just speaking my mind. And so we've been working on this show this week, so I made the suggestion if we want to be, we want to include everybody into the conversation, whether we agree with them or not. We're going to have to tamp it down, and we're going to have to put our biases aside. We're going to have to put our opinion aside, and really, I think we should approach it to, like, even if we have something to say, kind of do it like on a Jimmy Kimmel style, or um, what's the other one name? That's got fired from CBS, Stephen Colbert. Kind of do it as a parody versus vitriol, so that we can keep the channel up, because we know somebody is so petty, they may just come down and just say, hey, take them off the air or whatever. Even though we're a small channel, you never know when or who's listening and who want to take you down, or what's gonna strike a nerve. So we just all made the decision that we're gonna come to it with a less biased opinion, not so dogmatic, and really try to find some solutions
Yeah.
versus adding on to the problem and looking at the other side as the enemy. Because really, how can you get anything done if the other side is your enemy? And if we're all supposed to be one country, just like we came together, when 9/11 happened, we all still need to come together at some point, because we never know what's the next catastrophe around the corner. We never know. And with everybody, all the other countries not liking us at this point, yeah, we better start trying to come together, because to me, we're like in a constitutional crisis at this point. We're ostracizing everybody. Nobody really want to come into America, and nobody really want Americans in their country at this point. And so we don't have no choice but to come together, in my opinion.
We'll see if that's enough. It usually takes a catastrophe. We don't, on a grand scale, at least, the appearance, we don't generally just come together unless it's something, catastrophic, or something that
Right.
is an attack on our quote unquote American sensibilities. Is like, okay, well, we gotta, or not, or if it directly affects us, we generally we're not, coming together on
Coming
a grand
together.
scale like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But,
yeah.
but let me just say this also. I don't like what's going on, but I think it's necessary, because I think we were I think that it was so, everything was in such a disarray. Everybody was so against each other, and and to me, America is like people, right? You know how you see yourself as one way, but everybody that look at you see you as another way, because on a grand scale of things, let's just keep it real, we all think we're the best thing since sliced bread, right? In our
True.
minds, we're the best person on earth, we're the best thing since sliced bread. And what we are in our minds, but people don't, but in everybody else's mind, that's not how they see you, right? And so I just think that's how America thought. I think we all thought too highly of ourselves, and I just think it was so much division and so much corruption. It's just so much going on. I think this scab had to be pulled off in order to make us better. I think we had to go through this so that we can look at ourselves through the lenses of other people.
Okay.
Because us as Americans, in my opinion, we all too spoiled. We all think highly of ourselves, and we all think we're right. And we look at the other countries like we kind of flip our nose up to everybody else, because we were considered the superpower. So I just think that this moment had to happen in order for everybody to open their eyes and to see how bad we really, really are.
Yeah. Okay. Let me. Well, Carrie, what's going on, Carrie? Good to see you here. How you feeling? How you doing? What you want to contribute?
Hey, brother. Hey, I said what I said.
Happy.
So yeah, it's funny that you're giving this talk. Like, I'm wondering what inspired you to talk about this, because this has been on my mind like all day. I just, I just got offered a contract to do content in another mostly white sector, almost exclusively white sector. talking about like politics and everything. And at first I had accepted the contract and was gonna go start doing more policy and political based content over there in a much larger like space. And yesterday I heard about how Karen, I don't know how to say her name, Atia, that black reporter or journalist for the Washington Post, got fired just for retweeting something that Charlie Kirk said with no commentary, just republished his words, and she got fired. And I had scheduled a meeting with my partners and was just like, nah, I don't really want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
Before you go on, what made you like? Was it just like what made you change your mind as far as not wanting to do it?
Well, it's kind of like some of the stuff y'all are talking about, and I heard somebody give the statement that we all kind of want the same things and this and that. And I gotta tell you, after talking to this mostly white audience for the past 2 or 3 weeks. So in this community I went in, there's like I'm gonna just say racist side and less racist side, right? And I got welcomed in first to like the more racist side of that community, and ended up kind of seeing what was going on over there and like cussing them out. And I ended up getting, like, as I was leaving the community, I got yoinked up from their competition, and they're like, yeah, we do something different over here. We think you're great, yada, yada, yada. We'll pay you. Here's what we can offer you, yada, yada, yada. And so, like, I did a couple of shows with them, and they were more welcoming, more sophisticated than the group I had been with. And it was flattering to be like, seen as like this potential talent in this space. And I should say, these aren't just white people. These are like, wealthier white men, like this community over there. And so I'm like, this is different. I got like rich white guys listening to me, cash apping me, and talking politics that they don't agree with. And while they don't agree with me, it's just, it's kind of giving me that warm American feeling, like we could talk about things, like kind of what you were talking about. But even in this environment where they're on their best behavior, it's like certain shit has been coming up and rubbing me the wrong way, And like I said, like you were saying, the climate of what's going on right now, I'm just not in the mood to be trying to. So let me say this. You were saying that it's a time where we should be doing all this stuff to build a bridge. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, and we need to be less divisive. The sad part is that's not really where the money is, right? Like the money is in being brass and divisive, and I can go either way. Do you know what I'm saying? I can give you a civilized conversation with historical references, and I can cuss you out. Now, I'm not willing to be the cuss you out person in a room full of white people, because I'm not trying to be like that,
That stereotypical.
Exactly.
That's Candace Owens Jr.
Well, I don't think that she plays that. I think she might give controversial takes, but I don't think she's over there cussing people out, right? But that's something I could do with my own family when we having fun, and I know they could recognize me as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really about to give that to a bunch of privileged white men. So,
well, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Well, do you feel like if you do it, what do you think is going to be the outcome? Do you think that you're going to cuss everybody out, or do you think it's going to jeopardize maybe a position that you have or a career, or what is the reluctance of doing it?
For me, it's primarily my concern. It's just my own mental health.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pursuing a different career path right now, where I don't think I'll be beholden to like working with the public in that way. So I mean, but you never want to close off too many doors, so I put it like this, like I could really go either way. I have a lot more freedom in that regard than most people, and I'm going back to school pretty soon to do something that'll set me up to kind of be able to, do whatever I want, which is always my goal in life, to be able to do whatever I want, right? But where am I going with this? Like, a lot of the stuff you're talking about is the stuff I've been weighing in my own mind all day. Like, I don't really, some of the things that have come up in my conversations with these people, and this is not even when they're trying to be offensive, have just led me to believe that the time for talking with them is not now. It's a waste of time trying to talk to them right now. And I mean, if I was gonna start talking, it would probably be to my own people, but I don't even know if I feel like trying to do that right now. In a political sense, not that it doesn't need to be done, just that, like, I heard somebody make the statement too that we came together after 9/11. I don't remember that happening. You know what I mean? I remember a lot more racial discrimination happened after 9/11, surveillance, all type of mass surveillance. They was watching all the mosques. Like, I don't remember us coming together after that. I don't remember that part.
Well, I would say that it wasn't when we talk about coming together. It's for me, it's usually never like, it only goes up to a certain level. I'm talking about like the people that had to actually live with each other, not people that were able to separate themselves from by, security or secret service or the bodyguards. Those, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people in general, like people. And it was a brief moment. Don't get me wrong. There was a brief moment where you could go to and this is a small, simplistic thing, but you can you can be at a red light and the light turn green and people not go crazy on you. It lasted for a short amount of time because people's sensibilities was just like, for some reason, people thought that there was actually security and there was safety and security. Those of us who, live a certain life or live in certain places, we know that that's fleeting. And in a moment, it's all gone. But it seemed like on a grand scale with people on just on the average person, just felt like some kind of kinship for a little while. And don't get me wrong, it didn't last long because
I know what you meant now. Okay. You're just talking about genuine like politeness or whatever.
It didn't last long. It didn't last long.
And everybody was kind of proud to be American. Now, you're absolutely right about one group. Now, they didn't include the people that they felt like did the 911, which is i.e. the Muslims. Now, they did discriminate against the Muslims and they were out to get them, but everybody else in America kind of, we all kind of had a kumbaya moment. And I feel like we're going to have that moment again. Okay. After this guy get through doing what he's doing to everybody, because at this point, in my opinion, it's just going to be two classes. And I've heard this saying, I've been hearing this saying for probably about the last decade. It's only going to be two classes. Either you're going to be rich or you're going to be extremely poor. And it looked like this is what's happening now, where we're just going to have, two classes of people. We're not going to have the middle class anymore. It's just everybody going to be rich. Either you're going to be on the rich side or you're going to be on the poor side. And that's when everybody's going to have to come back together again. And we're all fighting right now over dumb ideologies and about things that we disagree with, but we better try to come together and we better try to figure out what we agree with if we want to try to save our democracy as we know it, because little by little it's being chipped away. The rights and even with the Supreme Court, every little right that we've had, and really they're trying to target people of color. They're trying to take away our rights more than anything. So I can understand you not wanting to be, in that mix, because I have been on TikTok and I'm the type of person that I'll listen to all sides, right? But you're absolutely right. Some of those chats in TikTok, they do make you hot. They make you mad. And so I can totally understand the reluctance of not wanting to do this with them. But I also see another side where you can actually educate them and have them to look at things from your perspective and from your view, and just to really to try to give them another avenue or another way of looking at things, and just if you
I
telling
think
your
that
story.
yeah, and that's what I mean. I think that that's a mistake, and I think that like when I first was over there in that space, that's what I was being idealistic about. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
But especially for Black women, I think that that's a very and I have a history of being extremely naive, and I'm trying to get a little bit more wise in my discernment, right? And not ignoring things that are red flags. And I think that it is a horrific mistake, especially for Black women, to thinking that white men are going to let us teach them anything. And I could give you some examples from like my experiences the past couple of weeks, but I would almost have to be like as blind. Like I've allowed myself to ignore red flags with my own people, right? And that's treacherous enough. But I'll be damned. You know what I'm saying? If I'm about to be out here putting myself in harm's way for people that at the end of the day really be letting us know on so many levels that they really
Mhm.
truly do not believe that we are human beings. And again, these are from people who were caught themselves being nice to me.
Mhm.
And
Well,
just
it's taught in their churches though. That they're taught in church
I'm
that
not
this.
here to make excuses for them. I really don't
Yeah.
care where they learned it from. And all of these guys didn't go from church. No, it's the Church of America. America teaches these people that Black people are not human beings. And can I give y'all an example? Because I need to, like I
Sure.
said, y'all were already talking about this, and this is so close to what I've just been mulling over in my mind all day. But I don't want to a brother,
No, 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 no,
let me
no.
know.
Go where you're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? We here. So I'm here for a couple more minutes, and I want you to feel like, you know what I'm saying, you came up here, you know what I'm saying, I want you to feel like you're able to get that out.
Thank you. I'm gonna just give this one example to where I knew that I wasn't about to be the one sacrificing myself to these devils, you know. And if I do feel like I have some things to say about politics and economics, and I do kind of want to talk about it a little bit. But this Charlie Kirk shit, this Donald Trump shit, I just really had this feeling in my heart and my soul that it's really not safe for Black women to be out here talking to these people. And so the the dude that like invited me over onto the more healthier platform, right? And mind you, all none of so this the more healthy, this the least racist, right? The lesser racist platform over there, and it's the bigger platform. And my thing is, I'm ex-military. I worked in all type of situations. I lived a bunch of places, you know. My thing is, genuinely, I feel like I could work with people as long as they trying to be kind to me. Like if you say some little racist shit and you ain't mean it that way, I'm not one that believe we should just be flying off the handle because somebody, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we should, if people trying to work with us, we should try to work with them. That's how I genuinely feel about most things. And that come for dealing with Black men with some of the misogynistic shit they say too. Like if you trying to work with me, I'm gonna try to work with you. That's how I genuinely feel. But this Trump shit got me feeling differently, right? So I've done a couple of shows with these guys, and the shows have gone well. And like when I'm on the panel, I'm bringing up the ratings and I'm bringing up the super chats. I'm getting super chats. They're getting more super chats. So it's like obviously a value in having me there. And it's not like I'm sucking up to them. I'm talking my ideology and they don't agree with me, but we're having like a decent discourse. And it's also some fuckery. Like we talking shit too about people in their community and making fun of this and that. And it's like a pretty decent time, right? Although it is like some racist shit being said in the chat and like they're zapping it when it comes up, but it's there. Like it's part of the background, right? So yeah, Real King, that's how I'm feeling too. Like, well, luckily, like that's the thing. Like some of the mistakes I've made on YouTube around my own people, I am just hoping I can turn them into learning lessons, right? So I'm over there and like we had this really good show. And yesterday is when we finally started laying down the contract of like what percentage I'm gonna get off of the super chats and like what my obligations will be, how many shows I'm gonna do, yada yada. Like we putting it past the hypotheticals and putting it into writing, like this is what I'm gonna get paid. for participating, which, you know, right there, I really appreciate it. I've only done so many shows with them and they're already offering me, like, you know, a cut. And I'm like, I like that, you know, I like that a lot. And so I'm happy with the cut they're offering me too. It seems like, you know, super fair, especially since they just met me or whatever. And so we're laying it out, and there's like this dude that's a partner who doesn't appear on the show that much, and I meet him and we're having like a virtual meeting yesterday. Let me get to the point. So we're wrapping up the meeting. I'm meeting some of the partners that are involved in the channel. We're talking like, you know, brass knuckles or whatever. And as we're closing out the conversation, one of the guys asked me what I think about a topic for upcoming or whatever. And I'm like, well, what topic? And he says Black fatigue.
Hmm.
Wow.
Black fatigue, yeah.
Yeah.
And
No,
I'm like,
it's-
you know, that's a really racist, problematic term. And like, it's like late at night, we done did a show. Like, I don't even know that I want to talk about that shit. I'm about to get off the phone with him. And then I'm like, nah, just let him have it. Cause I'm gonna be up at night angry over this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck do you think about Black fatigue? Cause to me, it just sounds like a bunch of racist white people saying they sick of Black people.
yeah.
Like, what do you think this shit means? And mind you, these are like your typical run-of-the-mill, like well-educated, kind of rich white people that still don't know anything about America or history or anything. You know what I mean? Like, don't know shit, you know? And so I just like, let me hear you run your mouth about what you think Black fatigue means. And so he starts talking about how, you know, he thinks that it means that they're sick of not Black people. It doesn't mean they're sick of Black people. It means, for example, they're sick of the things in rap music. And I'm like, why wouldn't you call it rap fatigue then? You know what I'm saying? Like, who you think you talking to, right? So I'm trying to stay cool and calm as this white man telling me he's sick of Black people and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so what's your problem with rap music? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? And he is, well, it's the materialism and all the jewelry and the this and the that. And I'm like, so do you and your friends get fatigued with Jeff Bezos and his yachts and shit? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all get sick of like white people being ostentatious with their wealth? Or it's just when y'all see Black men in these rap videos where most of this shit is written and it's a fucking fantasy anyway? Like, why you sick of seeing niggas with money? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Right? And so he's, well, it's not that. It's just that rap is the only music that really displays wealth like that. And I'm like, really? Because I seem to remember Van Halen and them rolling around in Rolls Royces and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is you talking about that rap is the only music that has ostentatious displays of wealth? Like, that's a fucking lie. And so then I got to sit here and give this white man who think he's smarter and better than me a history lesson. Like, okay, the jewelry that you see rappers wear is being mimicked off the jewelry that they saw the aristocracy wear. Like, have you ever noticed that King Henry VIII wore the same fucking jewels? Did you get sick when you go to the museum? Do you be getting white fatigue? You know what I'm saying? From seeing white people wear the exact same fucking jewelry, because that's what all this jewelry is mimicked after, is fucking European aristocracy. Niggas didn't invent jewelry like that. And he's, you know, oh, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, what about it? It's like the violence. And I'm like, why would white people be affected by, be fucking fatigued by violence in Black communities that doesn't affect them? Like, what does that even mean?
But statistically, they have more violence than we do.
Girl, I ain't even go there yet. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different ways this could be attacked. Like,
Yeah.
all crime is interracial. But
Yeah.
what the fuck, if we the ones getting killed, what the fuck is you fatigued about? Like, what the fuck sense does that make? So you not fatigued by the substandard housing, by the underfunded schools, by the ghetto, by the motherfucking wealth inequity. The only thing, like, how is it you pick and choose what the fuck it is you getting fatigued by? Because niggas real tired. We real motherfucking tired.
And some of it too, they don't want their family members listening to it, and some of their family members like it.
So then I told him real quick, I'm like, but do you realize that Black people have invented like 20 different forms of music, because at the end of the day, we created music like scat, bebop, pop, rock and roll, disco, ragtime, blues, rock and roll, hip hop, because after we created, white teenagers get a hold of it, and then y'all corrupted with Black stereotypes. When rap first came out, niggas was actually rapping in suit and ties. Like, you can go look. The first raps was grown fucking men talking about the struggles of being grown fucking men. Don't push me. You know what I'm saying? Self-destruction, all this shit. It's when y'all motherfucking kids start buying this shit. And we can't compete with the white teenage dollar. So then we all gotta be prostitutes and criminals and murderers and shit. How is you fatigued by an industry that you fund and you force us to fucking dance monkeys to the stereotypes that you want to see? So are you under the impression that these music A&Rs are desperately seeking righteous, intelligent rappers, but they can't find none because the only thing that comes to the record label is fucking drug dealers and murderers? Like, are you dumb? Like, what? You know what? I rip up the contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Right,
what? Fuck
right.
this shit. I am not about to sit here and keep trying to have polite conversations with. And then it's like, even if we are, like, the fact that Black people enjoy, because it's called escapism. People that are poor like to envision and imagine what it would like to be wealthy. People in Victorian England did the same thing when they was dying in them factories and everybody was poor. They was writing novels about discovering you were a princess and getting a job as a governess and getting whisked away to the fucking castles, and you know what I mean? Like
Well,
so-
you also can just use American as an example. Why did y'all come over here to America? To escape a king. You didn't want to be under a king's reign. You didn't like the politics that the king had. So you came to America to get freedom. Now that you have freedom, you don't want they just want to be free, and they
it's
don't
like
want
you
anybody
mad that
else
we
to be
sit
free.
around imagining ourselves as rich.
Right.
Like, you is mad that little poor children want to imagine wearing jewelry and driving fancy cars. You is offended that. So do you need rappers to be dancing around in rags and shit for you not to be tired of niggas? Like, how poor will we have to look, you know what I'm saying, for you to not be annoyed by us? Like, and it's so, at the end of the day, and that's what I'm saying, do we all want the same things? At the end of the day, we talking about having conversations with people who believe that we're some different type of animal other than human. They believe that if they have been sidelined over into ghettos and been economically deprived for hundreds of years, that they wouldn't fantasize being rich, that they wouldn't have more violent crime. You know what I mean? Like that they wouldn't have the problems that we have. That is really something in our Black molecules, you know what I'm saying, that makes us fucking dumb and violent and shit. And I just I don't know about all this. I don't think that it's always as bad as it is right now. But as you were saying, at this particular moment in the culture, it's some real sick shit going on in these people's minds. And I think social media has like radicalized them. So as far as having all these conversations and finding common ground, I don't really believe that that's where we at right now with these people. I don't, you know.
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. We're definitely not there yet. But what I was saying was, when they get through, you know, demolishing everything and mapping it all out, it's going to be rich and it's going to be poor. And that's when everybody is going to look around and say, oh, because even with them voting for him, you know, voting for the person that they put in office, they didn't think that the economics was going to affect them. They thought it was going to affect everybody else.
That's right.
And now that the chickens have come home to roost, you see them on social media crying. And like I said, I live in
they still want to blame us. They still want to blame us.
They do.
Yeah.
But I live in MAGA country, right? So when he was first elected, they would slam doors in your face. I'm going to the store, and it used to be no matter what color the man was, he's going to hold the door open for a woman. Well, when he came back in office, all of that changed. But now, you know, and you know, they were looking at you when you're in public. They're looking at you. They're mean mugging you and all of that. Yeah. Now that the chickens are coming home to roost, hey, how you doing today? Howdy. You know, now they're back speaking and now they're back trying to be cordial, trying to be cordial again. And it's a little bit, like you said, it's a little bit too little too late for me. And I'm just like you. I'm trying to hold myself, accountable. I'm trying to reel myself in,
Yeah.
but I'm still not drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking that orange Kool-Aid that y'all drinking. And I haven't, the orange Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking
Right.
it.
Funny as
Right.
hell.
Yeah, well, I call them Agent Orange. I'm not drinking Agent Orange Kool-Aid,
Right.
and I'm not buying what you're trying to put out now, because now, you're getting rid of everybody. And I kid you guys not, I went to this ice cream place. It's called Brahms. If I tell you they didn't have little kids in there working now. So now that you got rid of all these people that you don't want in this country, now you got our kids working in these places. And I'm just astounded. I mean, these kids look like little bitty children.
Yeah.
And I'm asking them, how old are you? And one little boy told me he was 14. I'm like, 14? And then I go to the second window, and this one, he's about a half an inch taller than the other guy. And he said that he was 15. And I'm like, when did they start letting 14 and 15-year-olds back work in the workforce? So now that's what the new playbook is to put our kids to work in all these places that they took the other people out of.
That must be their family's restaurant.
No, it's not a family. It's a franchise. It's our all around.
No, I mean, but they dad could own the franchise.
Oh yeah. I don't know, but it's like everywhere I go now, I'm seeing kids. And it's even been on the news in Florida. They lowered the age for kids to work, and also in Iowa also. They're lowering the
Republicans
age.
were trying to get it to where little kids could work again.
Oh baby, they doing it here in Texas. It's happening. It's happening, and I'm sitting here watching it, and I don't like it. I think kids ought to go to school, and they need to, if you want to have a little job and work a couple of hours in the evening time, that's fine. But don't have our kids. Don't think you're going to replace our these immigrants with our kids.
Yeah, I was working when I was 14, but that's a whole nother story. While I was working, I can get into that. It's not nothing to do with this, but
I was working when I was 12 and 13 too with CETA. I worked too.
I looked it up. 14-year-olds can work.
They can, but we didn't see it. It's always. I mean, I was in the 70s working, and I was 14 in the 70s and 15. And it's always been.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing, and I worked with kids for years.
But at the end of the day, you just didn't see it that much. Although it's always been around, it's like one of those rules. Yeah, you could do it, but not that many people participated. Now I'm seeing these kids participating, and I don't know where these kids are coming from. I don't know if they got them from foster care or from home or whatever, because
That's a terrible idea.
Well, what I'm saying is I saw this little boy get picked up by this, a Caucasian man. So I'm wondering, is he in foster care? Is he in juvenile detention? Why is he picking him up?
Yeah, now kids could not in foster care. Kids can't work. I know that much. It's different rules for kids in foster care.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, you were supposed to be 16. But I like made a fake birth certificate, made a copy, and went down and changed it, and so it allowed me to get. They used to call it working papers. I don't know what it's called now.
They still call it that, yeah.
Yeah, it was working papers, but that was just
permit,
like that was more like a cover, because in the streets they was like you had to have a little job to explain where you had your money from or whatever. So yeah, that's a.
Are you from a big city?
Nah. I mean, I'm in Connecticut, it's, Bridgeport, Connecticut. It's probably the biggest or the second largest city in Connecticut, but it's only maybe 140,000 people. So, as city goes,
right? It's not that.
Yeah, it's not a big
community.
city. It's just a. Yeah.
Well, when I was coming up, they had a government program called CETA, and they allowed us to work just to keep us out of trouble. And so, and the government sponsors the jobs. And so I know it happens because I did it. But I'm just saying it's a horrible idea, because all it does is make you work too hard. and now I'm paying for it now from working 37 years out of my whole life.
Yeah.
And I had to retire at 49, but at 49 I had 37 years in, so that tell you how long I worked, like what, basically all my life.
Well,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some states do let foster kids work. I
Yeah.
just, I would just think that the number of injuries must be through the woods because 14-year-olds don't have good judgment. They're babies. And not just that, a lot of these jobs, like fast food jobs and shit, pedophiles work there. Like a lot of these people
Yeah.
that work in those types of jobs are predators. That's where they can get employment. So yikes. You know what I'm saying? Double yikes. That is super, super dangerous.
Yeah, and like I said, guys, it's always been, but it kind of died down. Seemed like it wasn't
Yeah.
that many kids in the workforce, and now it's like they're bringing them back into the workforce, and I'm not liking it.
So
It's some trying times, I tell you.
I think it's a good spot. Kiri, so what do you attribute to? I'm not a woo spiritual, like, what do you attribute to the fact that you was thinking about this, and then you lo and behold, you turn up and we talking, stuff was on your mind? What do you attribute that to?
I've always experienced that. This, like, where I run into the same conversation in a few different circles. I don't know, but I've always thought that there was like something like a psychic thing where conversations kind of, I don't know if we're all being influenced by the same media, like we've all been watching the Charlie Kirk thing, this I certainly wouldn't contribute it to a god or anything. Is that what you think?
No. I'm always interested because some people, I know you enough to know that's not what you would attribute to it. It's just always interesting. Like in my life, when I get too high and I'm full of myself, there's always something to humble me. And when I get a little low, there's always things around me that reminds me, like, yeah, you don't got it that bad, bro. Like, you need to, you know what I'm saying? So that's all. I was just speaking to that, but I just wanted to poke a little fun at the fact that you said that you were, you was thinking about it, and
And here it was. Well, I can tell you, I really needed this, like, assurance, though. I needed to hear this because I think that, like, aside from the money and just the general, everybody likes to get attention and feel accepted. I think that, like, I was also might have been vulnerable because I felt like rejected here in my sector, or like, betrayed. And so I think I might have been like, how you'd be on the rebound in a relationship, where I might have wanted to, like, prove to myself that, like, I could be accepted by, like, other people. But, like, yeah, I definitely had to check that. Like, am I about to run into some shit trying to prove some shit to some people on the internet I ain't never even met? Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, it's good.
I feel like they wanted a token too.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry to say that, but I feel like they just wanted.
No, it's no skin off my back, because it's not like I was up there like hoodie, like, oh my God, Charlie Kirk was my Lord and Savior. I was gonna be their token. It was gonna be a token given a different point of view, not licking their balls. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, but
yeah.
I think. Listen, if they wanted to know, they could have asked. They could have asked around. And they could have found out, like, yeah, you might. The conversation might start off a certain way, but if there's anything that's wayward or anything that is gonna get checked, if they would have, you're not.
Well, good, she didn't sign that contract though. It's good she didn't sign that contract, because
I did sign it. No, I signed the contract, but they let me out of it. Like,
they retracted it for you. Okay.
Yeah, and I think in every state you have like so many hours to cancel a contract anyway. So I canceled it in writing and then talked to him like, yeah, this is not gonna work.
Yeah, this not for me. But one thing that I can say, and you sound like you're kind of political also. It's very, very hard to get our people involved in politics.
Yeah.
And we don't actually care about it until, unfortunately, it's some money involved. Like, I try to talk to my family about politics. I actually got everybody to vote for Barack Obama, and I'm pretty sure that was the last president that they voted for, the last person that they voted for, point blank, period. And when the PPP loans came up into play, I was letting everybody know about the PPP loans. Oh, my phone was blowing up then. You could, they were blowing the phone up. You couldn't get them. I couldn't get them off the phone and talk about the politics. But one thing that did do it did make them aware, and now they kind of pay attention to it a little bit more.
And there's nothing
than what
wrong
they
with that.
used to
Like, if
pay
it ain't
attention
about no
to it.
money, yeah, fuck that shit. Like, I ain't even mad at them for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, that's the only way that I could get them involved in politics, because they're like, well, we don't want to hear that, we don't want to talk about that, and that's all you talk about. And I'm like, well, it's your life, you have to talk about it. You got to know what's going to happen in the future. You got to know what they're doing. You got to understand
It's
that
true.
this
I
does
mean, I don't
affect
love
you.
that, but I would rather people that don't want to hear about it unless it's about money over people that's hook, line, and sinker. Like, the Democrats are going to save us, all that fucking goofy shit. Like, I would rather people not care than be brainwashed, if that makes sense.
well, I get. Well, I mean, both of them it's like a double-edged sword at that
Yeah.
point.
At least if they could be appealed to on money and money alone, I could work with a person like that, because that means if I can convince them it's worth their while, they'll be interested and they not just fooled off a goofy ideology, if that makes sense.
Right. And, you know, they were calling me guys like I was the head of the unemployment and PPP. You know, it's like, I can't get my check, and I'm like, well, I don't work for those folks, but this is what you need to do.
Right.
And so the methods that I was giving them, it worked. And so, oh my God, they spread. You know how we spread the word when it comes to money.
Well, you know, when
And-
you do something like that, you really buy yourself a lot of credibility in the community. So they might not want to hear everything political you have to say, but if you was able to get that money in their pocket, if
Yeah.
you do have something important in the future, it's value in that. You know, it's value in
And the
that.
kicker part is they all of them capitalized on the money, and I wasn't able to get a quarter of it.
And the other thing though is, if we being honest, politics is about money. The people, the bill,
Exactly.
the super PACs, like that's what it is. And I'm gonna end it here because I had a couple of Remy and Cokes, and I'm starting to feel like I'm leaning a little bit. But it's
On a
one.
good Wednesday prayer meeting night.
No, I
You know I had to get you. You
Nah,
know I had to get you.
I mess with you. I said what I said, and also too, Carrie, put your in all the mods, y'all put y'all channels in the chat.
Oh, thanks.
That's what we doing over here, and so again, I said like, I'm reaching out to other communities. I said what I said, SBK. Like, I'm going over in different places and trying to just bring different conversation. Now, it's a lot of good conversations going on. And I want to continue to bring that over here. But, politics is definitely backed by money. And I'm one of those people who I don't look at people at the bottom who benefit, from either, and it's, I don't know if it's controversial or not, but take advantage of the system or figure out ways, because the people at the top are definitely doing it. People with the money, there's all kind of loopholes, and they have
Absolutely.
they have money to get certain things passed and things like that. So I don't fault people at the bottom, quote unquote, the bottom, for getting these extra benefits or getting an extra couple of dollars. And what are we really talking about? Like, I'm not mad at somebody for getting a couple of extra $100 in Snap, because at the top, it may not be Snap. It's probably I don't know what it's called. Somebody else can tell me what it's called, but it's called something else at the top, and they taking advantage of all that. So it's, to me, if the system's being gamed at the top, then it's only right that the system's gamed at the bottom.
That's right.
It's called corporate welfare is what it's called.
Yeah.
It's what I call it.
Yeah.
Because they get welfare too, but it's just at a higher rate than what the people on the bottom get.
All these
And there's
loopholes.
nothing wrong with them getting corporate welfare. Elon Musk is the most corporate welfare king there is in America.
right.
He's not even
Well,
American.
Bezos is pretty good too. I'm gonna say this in closing. Normally the thought of a man being drunk is kind of a turnoff, but I ain't gonna hold you, brother. You sounding tipsy is kind of attractive.
Well, he got that Barry White voice, so
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
drunk.
Like,
Yeah. But I ain't mad at
I'm
him either.
down.
But it is a good Wednesday prayer prayer meeting night, though. I'm just saying, I don't mind them coming to the bar on Saturdays and getting drunk, but
Now, the thing is though,
you-
I work 4 days on, 2 days off. So my
oh,
days,
okay. So this is
yeah,
your Saturday, huh?
my days off is actually I put my car in the shop and
Oh,
I got
okay.
and they had it all day. It's like 3 or 4 things wrong with it, and
Mm-hmm.
I have the time. I got all these PTO days and
Right.
sick days, so I was like, let me just
Starting
take
your weekend early, huh?
take a night because I don't know when they're gonna have my car ready.
Yeah.
Maybe in the morning or whatever. So I said, let me just take the night. And I appreciate you coming. This was big because I don't know. I don't. But you listen.
Yeah.
I might have been about 40 minutes in. You got me an extra hour. I appreciate it. Carrie coming up. My cousin came up. If you listen to my my story about suicide prevention awareness, when I said my cousin was the one that was trying to tell me to he didn't like how my buddy that passed was talking. He was up here, but he didn't get a chance to talk. He dropped down. But I want to salute you. I said what I said for coming up, and Carrie for coming up and extending this. This was impromptu. So I was planning on being on another live, and I just just the conversation went in different directions. So I said, let me just fire up a live and
Yeah. Yeah, I was over there and then I saw that, and then I clicked off and came back and I saw that you were on your own live. So I was like, oh, okay. I don't know what happened, but
well, the conversation was about what was it about? Generation trying to break generational curses or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody got up there and they were talking about like business and charging people 2 and 3 times, and it just about the business. It just turned into more of a business conversation. Of course, I'm gonna go back to Elevated. I like what he does. So I'll go back over there. But the way I am, I'm just like, let me. I left a message in the private chat. I said I'm gonna tap out, and and then I just said let me spark up a live. So I appreciate you coming over there for real.
Oh, it's no problem at all. I like your content, so I'm following you.
Yeah, come on back.
Yeah. And thanks for having me on the panel. And you have a great night.
You too. Appreciate you big time for stopping up.
No problem.
All right. Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate you all stopping in. SBK, of course. The homie SBK. You got a minute? Real quick. I'll just borrow you for 2 minutes. Pop up real quick, SBK. Pop up if you can. If not, no problem. I just want to chop it up with you real quick. Fiona, of course, enjoy. Listen, if y'all don't, did you put your channel in the chat, Fiona? Put your channel in the chat. She's traveling all over the world, running marathons and all kind of stuff, man. Sharing that vegan life. But yeah, put your channel in there. Of course, Tez, gotta put. I modded you up on this one because I know I had you on the partners modded up, but I want to make sure that you was modded up over here on the Real King. Hey, SBK, what's good, man? How you doing, man?
What's good with it, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I always gotta tap into you because I just gotta grab a little bit of your energy before I call it a night, man. How you been, man?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. Hey, I was watching Elevated and watching you guys earlier, and man, you guys had great topics, man. About that generational, whether or not, generational curses and stuff like that. And then I'm like, oh man, my bro, he's live too. You know what I mean? So I just had to tap into you, and I shared the live on my community post, man. And hey, man, keep it up. You got you got something going on over here, man. So
listen, I gotta, because like I'm just being transparent. I mean, I probably picked up, this ain't no cap, I probably picked up like, and I got like 430 subs. I probably picked up like 20 25 subs just from hopping over there where you at.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean,
You got y'all support, so I appreciate that. So
oh, for sure, man. Yeah, I know great content whenever I see it, and man, you got the you got the following, man. You got the backing, and so, man, you got some great topics to talk about. And I know you work all the time, and I understand. And we're gonna have to link up, man, and have you on the panel. And so I'll be tapping in with you, man. And it's just a matter of just getting with you, seeing the best time for us to crank up a live and interview you and get it popping. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, we definitely gonna do that. We're gonna link up. And then what you got going on you got something going on tomorrow? What you got going on for the rest of the week?
Well, tomorrow, Joe, Thrive and Glow with Joe is doing a live, and I will be joining her tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central. She's going to be talking about more transparency talks, and she's going to open up the panel. So she's going to be talking about, being transparent and trusting the process. That's the name of the subject that she's going to be talking about, and then she's going to open up the panel tomorrow. So I'll be joining her tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Time, and I'll be with her. And then Friday, of course, we're doing the Tap In podcast with myself, and it's just ETV, and we're just going to do some random topics Friday. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to open up the bar Saturday, because I've been having a lot of things going on. I went out of town last week, so I couldn't really go live Saturday for myself, and we just did a premiere for Tap In podcast last week. But yeah, that's what I got going on, though, man. I hope you guys can come over and check us out for Thrive and Glow with Joe tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, so appreciate. That's why I wanted to get you up here. Like I said, get a little bit of that energy, and let you and give you your flowers as well. I know flowers for a man, whatever. What we give you? Give you a double shot of bourbon or something like that.
Yeah, that'll work right there.
Now
you're talking.
All right, we could give you no flower. We could give you a double shot of bourbon. But again, I want to just emphasize that the fact that y'all accepted me over there, and you guys are always, it's such a support. I wish, it's like really no way to explain how supportive y'all are of each other, but it's just like y'all make sure, and everybody gets on the panels and everybody's talking and it's fun, and even though sometimes the conversations get heated or whatever, it's all done from a place of love. So I love that about you, and I just want to give you your double shot of bourbon on that, and appreciate the fact that you always been supportive from the first time I said peace in your chat. You came over, looked at the content, said okay, and then you've been supportive. So I want to give you that. And when you get back in the chat, put in. I'm gonna wait for you to put in the channels, yours, Joe's, the Tap In. If you could put all those in there, and then I'm gonna log off after that.
Oh, for sure, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, your energy. Hey, man, you're welcome to come up on the panel anytime. You know what I mean? And me casa, soup casa. And I hope you have a good night, brother.
Yes,
great
sir.
live. All
right, peace.
All right, peace.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wait till SBK put the couple of links in there. Y'all go over there and sub to them, man. Oh, man. Those of y'all that sub to my channel, you'll see over the next couple of months, probably a year or so, I'm just going to be going out into different communities, subbing up to them, getting acquainted with their content, and then bringing them over to the channel and, do what we supposed to be doing on here. It's social media. We could be social, and we could talk about all kinds of things. You see tonight, I had some really good contributors to the channel. And Carrie, did you end up putting your channel in did you end up putting your channel in the chat? I don't know if you did or not. And I said what I said. If y'all could put I said what I said's channel in there as well, that'll be good. they contributed to the chat. So I want to make sure we acknowledge. Okay, good, Carrie. Good. Thriving Go with Joe. Okay, we got Thriving with Joe. Tap in. SBK. Fiona's Life. Of course, Lisa J. You could put your channel in there, of course. If you're looking for stock information, investing information, whether it be for you, for your job, your 401k, your 403b, your IRA, what else? Any investments for your kids. Let's see what else. Lisa, did you put your channel in there? Make sure you put your channel in there as well. If you're a mod, and by the way, if you're a mod, that's because I'm looking to grow this thing out, and the people that's been here from the beginning are going to be the mods for the channel. But if you're a mod, then you're always welcome to put your channel in the chat. I'm never going to stop you guys from doing that. So always feel free to put your channels in the chat. And all right, so I definitely saw this in the chat. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, come back, Chakra King. You know what I'm saying? Come back. And that's what we do over here. All that. We embrace everything, every way of thinking, I'm more of I get into my Eckhart Tolle and Baba Ram Dass. That's the line of where I go with things. But our mind is open to whatever it is that gets you by. We all going through some things, so whatever it is that gets you by and gets you through this crazy life, I'm all for it. And I want to make sure that y'all, before I play my outro, as I like to say, don't leave anything unsaid to your loved ones. You never know if it's going to be your last time seeing them, so don't leave anything unsaid. It's important that I know life can get you could be caught up with life. You got all these things, you're busy, you're working, you're grinding, you got whatever you got going on. And we might not take the time, but again, I'm going to say it again. Don't leave anything unsaid to your loved ones. All right, peace.
Yeah. Look, invitation sent, signed, sealed, delivered. You got it, now welcome in. Engaging with the listener, a space for where you is. As we debate particulars, trying to build a bridge through conversation that's intimate. The mission is thought-provoking with words spoken. Bitter truth, not to sugarcoat it. Just an openness placed on display. Wisdom in the words that he say. A part of just embracing every gray over here. No fear, clear, I'm unafraid. I'm much older, I no longer hold a child ways. Adults in the room, times past for playing games. Grown talk, isn't that the reason why you came? Simple and plain, delivery raw, straight to the chase. Better than before, learning from your yesterdays. Introducing insight, influence, be amazed by a brother of a certain age. Now rock with him.